Hello YouTube modelists, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for tuning in. So here is the 69 Boss 302 Mustang, fully assembled with the exception of the rear spoiler. Reason being is because this decal sheet has a black decal for the rear trunk. So I have to put that black decal on first and then put the spoiler on top of it. Now, one of the biggest dilemmas, this black portion on the hood, it has this outer thick edge and then the thin pinstriping on the outside. So I could either one, omit it, two, cut out and just put the outside pinstripe, because I'm afraid that if I install this decal, the thick black portion that goes over the flat black that I painted may be slightly off, because this looks more like satin or gloss black, but I'll try installing it. Maybe it wouldn't look that too bad. It's just that I'm afraid it might look weird with the decal on top, because they should have provided a whole decal, or maybe just the outside pinstripe. So it's pretty much just decals, the spoiler, hopefully this hood will come out, but also you have extra parts. I think they provided a 428 Cobra Jet block, because they provided a Cobra Jet 428 valve cover, an alternator, what looks to be like driving or fog lights, some round dials. I think they belong on the dash. They look like speedometers or something. I don't know what they are. And then there's the grabber hood, which is not used. The scoops that go right over here, which are not used for the 302. The 302 does not have those hood scoops. The distributor, which I had my own, and the extra tail lights. So from here, I'm going to put on the decals. So this is what it looks like before the decals. Alright, here we are at the final reveal. Just want to thank Mike from ScaleSpeedworks for hosting this 60th anniversary Mustang group build. Here is the final reveal. So I enjoyed this build very much. It's a very modern, detailed kit. In many instances where we're only used to one piece, they make it multi-piece. So for example, the front nose consists of the front piece that houses the outer lamps, then you get the grille, then you get the bumper, the chin spoiler, and then the separate headlight, bezels, and clear lenses. Basically any color combo would work except for black, because only black decals are provided. And if you paint it black, then the black trim would not stand out. Had a great time with this kit. The space between the mag spokes, you have a choice of either painting them black or steel. I chose black. Love the louvers. So some things to look out for. This rear taillight panel gets installed after the body is mounted onto the chassis. So you mount the panel by pushing it in from the bottom and pushing it all the way to the top. The top of this panel has to tuck in behind this trunk lip. So what that means is you can't stick your finger in the back. So what I needed to do was I used a thin pair of tweezers. I had to insert it and push the back of this panel flush against the back of this. So just be careful when you do that. It's not impossible, it's just a little bit challenging. Also, you guys might want to sand the top part of this fender a little bit, because there was a little bit of excess plastic which I didn't really see on both sides of the rear fender. This long thin decal, you have to be careful with it because it's hard to stretch it out and make it straight. Sometimes they want to go a little bit wavy on you. Also, if you notice, I omitted the back trunk rectangular black decal because I thought the panel lines were sharp enough and I didn't want to hide that. But also the rear spoiler gets mounted on top of it, so if you use CA glue, it's just going to rip the decal out. You're going to have to scrape it anyway to get to plastic to plastic. So I omitted that. And I omitted the outer edge for the hood, the decal, because the decal and my flat black, the shade wouldn't match anyway. So I just left it as is. One other thing to look out for is, oh, let me show you underneath. The staggered shocks in the back are correct. The interior, you guys saw already before I installed it. It's got the roll bar. So let's take a look at the engine. Be careful when you insert the hood pins, because the one on the right almost cracked on me. That's why I had to reinforce it with some more model glue. So that's why you see a little bit of a crease there. That's because it almost cracked off. I like that they supply the frame brace for the shock tower, and then also the oil cooler. Be sure you mount it in front of the radiator and not too far to the right, because when you push the grill in, the headlight of the grill might interfere with the oil cooler. So just make sure when you mount the oil cooler, it goes on the right side of the radiator. It covers the right side of the radiator. Other than that, it was a pleasure to build. Hopefully you guys will learn from my mistakes. So let my errors and mistakes be the road to your perfection, and you learn from my errors. So I want to thank Mike again for hosting this group build, and thanks Pierre for supplying this kit. There will be stills at the end. Thanks a lot.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. Oh Lord, what I said now. Mustang Sally now, baby. Oh Lord, guess you better slow your Mustang down. Put your flat feet on.